New at 10 tonight, one of the worst complaints about substandard and delayed care within the VA we have heard to date. One man says he's been trying to get help for 3 years after he got the wrong surgery to try to fix his blood pressure. That veteran came to our own Todd Walker looking for help, and Todd, he says he's out of options now.
Yeah, Rory, the bills are racking up and the VA is refusing to pay. So much so that there was a lien against Frank Corsi's house. He hasn't eaten solid food in years, and it's all because of what other doctors call a rookie mistake.
I don't know how much time I have now.
There is not enough paperwork on this table or time in this story to sum up the last 3 years in Frank Corsi's life. But the pictures do a pretty good job. Frank served in the Army from 1982 to 1986, and in that time, a fall would eventually mean he'd get VA disability care. In 2011, a health scare determined he had extremely high blood pressure. At 286 pounds, he was overweight, but not an extreme case. Still, it was decided that the VA in Huntington, West Virginia would perform what many would later agree was an extreme stomach surgery to bring his blood pressure under control. From the moment he left the operating table, Frank says he had complications.
Every time I tried to eat or drink, I'm throwing up, I'm throwing up, I'm throwing up.
The VA doctors said it was normal, but it continued for days, weeks, and into months. Trips to the civilian ERs became routine.
The ER doctors are coming up to me and asking me, why did they do this surgery on you? It should have never been done. I didn't have the answer. The surgery that was elected was a gastric sleeve. And that's where they go in and put 6 rolls of staple the same size as your esophagus and remove the remaining portion of your stomach. So it is no longer replaceable. The outside ER doctors that stepped in said that it should have been a band where it could have been adjustable, up, down, or even removed with complications.
The complications only continued. Frank hasn't had solid food since the surgery. The doctor who was supposed to have originally done the surgery agreed to see him again.
And the first words out of his mouth was, "My God, they didn't tell me it was this bad."
The VA finally sent Frank to a civilian doctor here in Nashville, and the VA said it would pay.
He said, "The man who done your surgery done a rookie mistake. He made the opening too small. That's why you can't hold solid food."
They created a plan to hopefully fix the problem. It would require surgery again, but the VA had not paid up like it said it would.
These bills here
After months of trying, the doctor agreed to do the surgery without payment because Frank's health continued to spiral. But because of the weight, his stomach had herniated. They couldn't do the surgery.
And had they paid the bill on time?
On time, this would not exist.
Frank's teeth are falling out on a weekly basis because of malnutrition. He had emergency surgery on his neck because his vertebrae are crushing, all because he can't eat. The VA told him to sue, but there's a time limit, and it will take nearly 6 months to get his medical records. Frank wonders if he'll ever get the help he needs.
I've been dying of starvation for the last 3 years, all over your time constraints.
Or if his time constraints will run out before the VA's do. Now, Frank says what he really needs is someone from the VA to be assigned to his case personally to help sort out this mess. He says he's contacted his members of Congress in his home state of Kentucky and also here in Tennessee, but even they say it will take at least a month for them to get back to him. Rory.
Todd, thanks. Our attempts, by the way, to reach someone at the VA hospital in Huntington, West Virginia for comment were unsuccessful.